Out and About with Tyler Butler. Filmed at location Pascones Ristorante. Brought to you by BMW of Sarasota, the ultimate driving machine. Spotlight, back at Pascones, no better place to be. We're back with Chef Will for the March special. Welcome back.
Well, thank you for having me. As always, Tyler, we're so enthused to have you out and about back here.
All right, let's talk about what we're doing this month.
Well, since we're in the month of Lent, we're going to do a really traditional type of dish. It's called a cioppino. And we're going to pair that with a nice little pasta that goes underneath it. It's called calamarata.
All right, let's make it happen.
There we go, sir. First, we're going to start off with a little bit of olive oil. We like to use extra virgin olive oil here. Now, you always want to be generous with olive oil when you're cooking. So the reason why is when you're making any based sauce, it emulsifies the sauce. So that's the important part. Then we're going to come over here, grab a little bit of garlic, about 1 tablespoon of garlic, a pinch of red pepper. You can always add more if you like. A little bit of fennel or anise, and we're going to sweat those slightly. We're going to let those come up to temperature. And then we're going to do this in succession. We're going to start with our shrimp. I've already blanched off our mussels a little bit so we can expedite this, and our clams the same. So we're going to start off with our shrimp. And what we're going to do here is sweat these vegetables on a medium to low heat to allow the garlic to brown and to allow the fennel to caramelize just a little bit. So the seafood that's going to go into this dish is, once again, we're going to start with some shrimp, we're going to do mussels, we're going to do clams, we're going to do a lobster, and we're going to do octopus.
Gotta ask you, where's the lobster come from? Is it sourced here locally?
If anybody knows about where we come from, you know where the lobster comes from, and that's Maine. There's only one place that we like to get lobster from, and that's from the north.
Absolutely, so important to know that.
So as the garlic starts to brown ever so slightly, we add our shrimp. We're going to sweat those off just a little bit. Going to get a little bit of white wine. We're going to deglaze our pan with a little bit of white wine. Little flame. Now you don't want to flame it too much, because if you flame your food too much, it tends to give an off flavor or a petrol type of flavor. So just enough to burn the alcohol off.
And the wine causes that flame?
Yes, the alcohol in the wine. And we're going to add 6 ounces of seafood broth. I have a little bit of pomodoro here. We're going to add the pomodoro to it.
For our winos that are watching, if they would have put red wine in there, would have done that?
Probably not. Probably not. The only time red wine will possibly do that is if you're outside temperature and the wine are really hot, and then the fumes will come off the wine. So always try to pull your pan off the flame when you're doing it, because if not, you're going to catch a haircut. While we're doing that, I'm going to reach across you here. We're going to drop our pasta in the water, and then we're going to add our clam. We're going to add our mussels. Now, since I've blanched these off, we're just going to lay them around the edge, and I want to use this for a demonstration that when you get fresh mussels, you lay all your seafood around the edge.
Okay, so don't soak them down into the water.
No. The reason why you soak your seafood around the edge is that it's hottest around the edge. The pan is concave, so it'll steam your clams and mussels really well. Then we're going to add a little bit of oregano. I like to use Greek oregano because Greek oregano is a little bit sweeter. 1 ounce of Pernod. We add a little bit of Pernod to it.
And what exactly is Pernod?
Pernod is a French anise liquor, and it really adds fragrance to the dish and to the fennel. We're going to grab our octopus here. You see how this goes rather quickly, so we don't overcook the seafood. We're going to add that, and we're going to add our friend over here, our half a friend. So when you look at the lobster, he's got all these ridges here. What we do at the restaurant, we'll break this. You're going to look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to get right about the third one. You're going to snap it in there. It'll break evenly. You break his little finger off there. And we're going to pop that in here for a moment. Turn down our heat.
You can even notice the color of that lobster is a little bit more maroon.
Yeah, the reason why it's maroon, and it's because of the water and the pigmentation of the ocean, and and the other thing too is the water in Maine is really full of iodine. It's super rich in nutrients. And while we're waiting on the pasta and we're waiting on this to finish, we're gonna pair this with a beautiful Chateau Saint Michel Merlot this month. And the reason why we do that is because this is so full of flavor. We wanted to have something that's a little bit jammy. And the reason why I say jammy is because Washington State fruit, where Chateau Saint Michel is from, tends to have those tendencies in it. So you'll see that this is from the Columbia Valley, which is very rich, and the fruit is nice and jammy. So those flavors will go well with a rich pomodoro sauce. Okay, we'll take the lid off. Look at that. We're gonna add just a little bit more broth because it's looking a little bit dry there. And then we're gonna do this. We're gonna take half off, flame off, reach across you for some pasta here. Add our pasta.
So what type of pasta is this?
This is a semolina-based pasta, but in Italy, it's a seafood pasta. It's traditionally done with calamari and anything from the ocean.
Yes, I recognize it now.
So what we've done here is we've taken it and paired it with this dish. I'm going to move my lovely glass of wine. We're going to fill the bowl here with the pasta. And one thing I like to do is always, so I don't scorch my pan here, we're going to pair the mussels in here. Okay. Mussels. Our 3 clams. And then we're going to do our shrimp. Oops. We're going to try to get those tails together. And let's see here. Yeah, right there. Pull the oregano out. And Tyler, what I'd like you to do is to smell this a little bit, if you can. You can smell the anise come out of there, the richness of it.
Absolutely. And that's, you said it's a French liquor?
Yes, it's a French liqueur. Yes. We're going to lay our lobster inside. We're going to lay our octopus inside. Pin this just ever so slightly. Over the top she goes.
Wow, look at that. A delight. I mean, if there's anything more delightful than March, I don't think so. This is where it is happening at. Listen, Pascones Ristorante, you won't get it any better than that. Completely authentic.
Authentic.
One of your favorites, right?
Yeah, absolutely my favorite. And I almost forgot. What would an Italian meal be without a piece of bread?
You gotta have that delicious bread here at Pascones. Well, thank you so much. Cioppino, that's the dish you want for the March special right here at Pascones Ristorante. Spotlight, back to you.
Out and About Sarasota made possible by these fine sponsors. This has been an Out and About media production
And a broadcast of